All right, so this is how you can connect your make.com account with your private Google account. In order to connect a private Google account with Make, we need to go through some steps in the Google Cloud Console to authorize the connection. So you'll need a Google account, of course, and then you'll need to log into your Google Cloud Console, and then you should see a dashboard like this one. And the first thing you need to do is to set up a new project. Over here, if you already have projects, you'll see them like this. But now we'll need to set up a new project. So you'll have to click the top right button saying new project. And then you'll just give it a name so you can recognize it later. I'll just name mine Make OAuth Connection, no organization, and just hit create. Now you need to make sure that you are in the project that you just created. So go back to the drop down, select the project, and then you'll have it over there. Click on it, and then you'll find yourself in the dashboard corresponding to that project. Now the next thing we need to do is go to APIs and services, and then into the API library. This library holds really all the APIs or software development kits and everything that you can kind of do with the Google Cloud Console. And what we want is the Google Drive API. We can also use Gmail, Google Calendar, all the Google Workspace APIs are there, but we're going to work with the Google Drive API. So you hit enable. And the next thing we need to do is set up the OAuth consent screen. This is the screen that you usually see when you give some kind of app access to your Google, and we'll hit external user type. Internal is really for organizations and Google Workspaces, but given that this will be a private project, we're gonna go with external. Seems kind of counterintuitive, but we need the external one. So create, and then you'll just fill in the details. You can give it whatever app name you need. I'll just name mine make.com, and then the user support email will be your private email, and the same goes for the developer contact information. So that will probably be your email at gmail.com. Once you filled those things in, you just hit continue. And the next thing we need to do is add or remove scopes. In this case, we need to add scopes. And scopes are really just the things that the app, in this case Make, will be allowed to do using your access to Google Drive. And as you can see, there's a lot of different ones. But for our cases in make.com, we really probably only need the Docs and Drive scope. So just hit the check mark and then update it. Now, as I explained earlier, there's an internal and external user type. And for internal cases, again, we can't really do that if we have a private account. So we need the external one. And in this case, there's testing and published environment. And given that, again, this will be a private project, we'll probably only be working in the testing environment. In order to do so, though, you need to add test users that, based on this list here in Google Cloud Console, are allowed to work with your connection. And the first user that you want to add, of course, will be your Google account. Later on, you can, if you need, you can publish the app, but you probably won't want to do that because it's a whole different process and takes much more time. So we will just stay in the testing environment and add ourselves as a first user. So you should be able to type in your Gmail account and then just add it. Once it's there, you can click Save and Continue. So we now have our make.com OAuth consent screen added. We have a test user, which is our email address, but there's no connection to make.com yet. And that's the next thing we'll need to do. We'll need to set up credentials. So just go to the left menu, click on credentials. And now we need to create credentials. Those are the ones that we will need in make.com. Click on OAuth client ID and then web application. Give it a name. And then the next thing, this is really important, an authorized redirect URI. These URIs it's kind of a link, but it's not really a link. It's not a URL. It's called URI. And those are usually provided by Make. I will provide the one that worked for me in the video description. So just copy paste that one, go to add the URI. And once you have it, it should look a little bit like this. And this is really the only one we need for now. You go and hit create. In this screen, you can see your client ID and your client secret. You can also access those later on if you need them, or we will need them. As a matter of fact, now that we want to create the make.com connection. So we're done with the Google Cloud Console setup. And now we need to switch over to make.com. I have a scenario here that I'll first need a trigger. I'll use the Google Drive module and then the watch files in a folder. Then create a connection, give it whatever name you need. And then we need to show the advanced settings. And this is where we need our client ID and our client secret that you can access clicking on the credentials from make.com. So once you click it, you should be able to see those on the right side. So just copy them and paste them over in Make. Click on sign in with Google. There you should be able to see your account. Go to continue. So this is in German. It's a little warning that basically tells you that you should be careful, but we know that we are doing this correctly. So we just go on continue, and the next window as well, just click on continue, and then check the box allowing make.com, or in this case Integromat, which used to be Make in the past, to access Google Drive. And if everything worked, it should look like this. So this is basically telling you, yes, it now has access to it. You can choose the drive, you can choose the folders and everything. If it didn't work on the first try, and you get maybe like a tab saying there was an error authorizing, just try it again. It did an error for me at the first try, but then it worked. So just give it a second go. And yeah, this is really all you need to do in order to connect it. So I hope this helps.